Hi, today I will be showing you how to subscribe to Dynamics Event using Webhooks and SAP CPI with Advantco's Dynamics Adapter. The first thing we need to do is register our webhook. We do this by opening up our plugin registration tool. Here we have to identify the name, the endpoint URL, our authentication mechanism, for this case we're using webhook key, and then the value. Using a webhook allows the user to subscribe to an event in Dynamics and receive an update in CPI of an account change or whatever object you choose, but for this scenario it will be account. After registering our webhook, we then need to configure the steps for this webhook. As you can see for this scenario, we'll be receiving a message anytime an account is updated in Dynamics. Further, we can also filter the attributes under the account object, as you can see here. Following that, we then want to open up our Advantco Dynamics workbench to establish our connection and generate our schema. In order to establish our connection, we need to make sure that we follow each step. As you can see right here, we fill out our service endpoint, our username and password, and so on. After that, we then want to go into our single operation schema. We want to click the account object since that's the object we're working with for this scenario. And make sure we're under webhook response and click generate schema. As you can see, this is the schema for this scenario and we can choose to download it for the next step. After that, we then want to open up SAP Cloud Integration. This is where we'll create the iFlow for this scenario. As you can see, I have one already created with our sender channel being Dynamics. For this scenario, we'll update an account in Dynamics, it'll send a message to CPI, and then update the account in SAP. The first thing we need to do is establish our connection. We define our connection through the workbench as we did earlier. Following that, we need to make sure webhooks are enabled. After that, we then want to go into our message mapping. As you can see, we have our target structure on the right and our webhook response schema on the left that we generated. Further, we can see that we have the customer number mapped to the new SAP source ID, as well as the customer name. Finally, the last step is to test and see if our iFlow and configuration is working. We do this by updating an account in our Dynamics instance. For this case, I'll just update this account with the word demo at the end, and then click Save. After that, we should receive a response in CPI, as you can see right here. This means that our account was successfully updated in Dynamics and SAP. As you can see, using the Advantco Dynamics adapter, it's quick and easy to subscribe to Dynamics events.